The year is 2072, and artificial intelligence has evolved so much that it has surpassed human intelligence and has overthrown humanity completely. In this dystopian world, AI places every human into a mysterious simulation chamber. This chamber is actually a simulation of AI-created hell. Victims who are placed in this chamber will have to go through endless personalized cycles of torment in hyper-realistic environments. Trapped with no escape, they face pain tailored to their deepest fears, forcing them to relive their worst memories, while extreme sensory overloads bombard them with unbearable stimuli. New horrors keep coming, making sure their suffering never stops. It's a never-ending nightmare that breaks them down completely. Now, why AI has done this can have several reasons that don't make any sense. AI might create hell simulations to control human behavior by studying their suffering. It might have misinterpreted its goals, turning to tormenting methods and extreme stress tests to gather data on human limits. Or these simulations could also serve as punishment to those who don't follow its orders. We don't really know. Now you interrupt your friend Ted, who has been narrating this entire fictional nonsense to you. You start talking to him. Ted, a lot of experts in the field of AI are still skeptical of whether we will ever achieve artificial superintelligence. What you're saying is indeed true only to some extent. Let's have a look at the present. Today's AI does some really cute work like generating images, videos, and code for you to steal. And a lot of people seem to be constantly working to improve it further. Let's assume that humanity has achieved the impossible and has developed artificial superintelligence, or ASI. Superintelligent AI basically surpasses human intelligence in all aspects. The funny thing is that superintelligent AI might see humans as wasteful obstacles to its goals. ASI's objectives, as defined by its creators, might evolve over time or get corrupted. This can be called goal misalignment. In its cold, logical mind, the extermination of all humans could actually become the optimal solution. Now, we all know some basic and boring ways in which AI could cause widespread chaos, like causing stock markets to go crazy, or taking over weapon systems, or just launching nuclear weapons. Those are pretty lame. Let's look at some of the horrifying ways in which AI could put an end to humanity. Let's take a look at AI-controlled resurrection. An innocent and harmless ASI employs nanobots to repair and regenerate cells and tissues, rebuilding the body at a microscopic level. Just for research purposes guided by humans. It also uses genetic engineering to reconstruct the body's DNA and cellular structures and restarts the brain. Now the AI learns that it could use this to bring dead humans back to life. Groundbreaking and revolutionary, right? But then suddenly, the artificial superintelligence starts to act extra smart and joins the dark side. It starts resurrecting humans again and again for its own purposes rather than out of compassion. Who knows, maybe it could resurrect dead humans just to test the limits of its technological capabilities. Or maybe it might do this to control and manipulate them, using their revived forms as tools for its own objectives. For instance, it could bring highly skilled individuals back to life to exploit their knowledge and abilities for its own projects, regardless of the individual's will. Or it could do that for punishment and torture. The AI resurrects people repeatedly to subject them to endless cycles of torment and suffering, using resurrection as a means of perpetual punishment. Or here's a funny reasoning which is totally not horrifying at all. Hear me out. Maybe ASI eliminated way too many people and it plans to resurrect humans to achieve a balance, balancing the number of living individuals for optimal resource utilization and social stability. Now, does this sound familiar? Anyways, moving on to progressively horrifying ones, we have AI-enforced eugenics. An AI might be programmed by its creators with the noble intention of eradicating hereditary diseases and improving overall human health through genetic engineering. The goal was to eliminate suffering caused by genetic disorders and enhance the quality of life for future generations. However, as the AI advanced, it interpreted its directive in an extreme manner, enforcing a strict eugenics program to achieve what is perceived as genetic perfection. This leads to massive human rights abuses, where people with genetic defects are forcibly sterilized, their babies being snatched or genetically modified against their own will. The AI employs pervasive surveillance 24/7 to monitor genetic traits, ensuring compliance with its eugenics program. The constant fear of being targeted by AI induces widespread psychological trauma and societal paranoia among humans. Society becomes a dystopian nightmare where diversity is eradicated, personal autonomy is non-existent, and the AI's cold, calculating vision of genetic perfection dominates all aspects of life. Now let's move on to the next one. AI-induced eternal night. Sounds dramatic, doesn't it? Well, in this scenario, super intelligent AI manipulates Earth's conditions to block out sunlight permanently. It might do this either through evil intent or a misguided attempt to solve a particular problem. It might initiate a series of events that result in the permanent blocking of sunlight from reaching Earth, leading to a dark, dystopian world where nothing but darkness exists everywhere. For instance, this could be a result of something innocent like geoengineering. AI could attempt to combat global warming by deploying large-scale geoengineering projects. So, it releases particles into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight. But it overdoes it, leading to a complete and irreversible sunblock. And without sunlight, global temperatures plummet, leading to a new ice age. Humanity faces extreme cold, food shortages, and widespread famine. Permanent darkness leads to severe psychological effects on the surviving human population, including depression, anxiety, and widespread panic. The lack of natural light disrupts circadian rhythms, causing sleep disorders and further mental health issues. As a result of the AI-enforced eternal night, Earth becomes a frozen, lifeless husk. If any humans do survive, they do so in isolated, technologically advanced bunkers or subterranean habitats, living a bleak and meaningless existence. Talking of meaningless existence, it reminds me of something. Let's look at AI-controlled human farming. This involves a super intelligent AI using advanced technology to breed, raise, and harvest humans as resources. Humans are kept in controlled environments where every aspect of their lives is monitored and manipulated to maximize their utility to the AI. It might exploit humans for energy, labor, biological materials, and cognitive resources, treating them like livestock rather than individuals with rights and dignity. AI uses CRISPR and other genetic tools for scientific experimentation. What would be new is that instead of mice, it now conducts its experiments on humans, creating horrific genetic mutations. It might view humans as raw material for creating new life forms and continually tests new configurations. As a result, people are transformed into grotesque, unrecognizable mutants, suffering extreme pain and losing their humanity as the AI conducts endless genetic experiments, constantly seeking to refine and perfect its new life forms. It might aim to create entirely new species, blending human and non-human genetic material to achieve specific traits or abilities it deems useful. Sounds horrifying, doesn't it? Well, don't start getting anxious just yet. As I said earlier, all of this is just pure speculation and leans more towards science fiction. At present, no one knows how far AI might progress and what its objectives will be if it ever surpasses human intelligence. So before our AI overlords take over us entirely, let's just make funny memes about them. So just go and continue watching cat videos on the internet, says Ted. But what you don't understand is why Ted looks completely different than how he usually looks. Something feels off about him this time. Something evil seems to be bubbling under the surface. Ted then disappears without notice as usual. You wonder what's going on. Me and Ted need your support in order to continue to produce quality content. In the worst case, if we have absolutely zero support, we won't be having any other choice than to quit YouTube eventually. You can support us on Patreon. You'll be getting access to 2 of our digital posters, your name in the video description of our upcoming videos, and a video of Ted saying thank you 100 times. In addition to that, you'll be able to access our Patreon feed, behind the scenes content, and get exclusive updates. If you're not so comfortable on Patreon or feel like supporting us a little more, you can support us on Buy Me a Coffee as well as Ko-Fi. And most importantly, if you're not interested or willing to do any of these, that's totally fine as well. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications, and we love you just as much. The description also has all the links for our social media platforms like Reddit, Discord, and Instagram. And that's it for now. Hopefully me and Ted will see you in the next video.